8:53 this Tuesday. When you're experiencing an emergency, calling 911 can add extra pressure to any situation. However, local representatives are reminding people that they're there to help.
For this week's Crime Stoppers, we're going over some of the misconceptions about what happens when you actually call 911. For more, we're joined now by the Center Deputy Director, Gregory Roney. Good morning. Thanks so much for coming in. Great to see you as always. Let's talk about calling 911. For anybody who's had to do it, it's stressful. It's usually, not because you want to chit chat. It's because something is happening and it is urgent and you need help right away. But people may be a little confused about all of the questions that kind of come when you are on the phone. That's
definitely the number one thing we get when we're out in the community talking about 911. There's like, why do you ask so many questions? And one of the things that to kind of take a look at this perspective of when you call in, we're trying to create a story out of nothing. And it has to be an accurate story of making sure that we know exactly where the emergency is. That's going to be the very first question that we ask is, technology has gotten better, but, with the use of cell phones and you may be walking away from an actual emergency. So we want to pinpoint exactly where that emergency is to try to figure out what's the proper resources to send. We ask a line of questioning, and it doesn't matter whether you're in a city, resident or a county resident or anyone calling in those lines. We're going to ask the same questioning. And again, it's trying to find the proper resources to send at the correct location.
Yeah, my thought on the questioning is you want the caller to paint as best of a picture as they possibly can so the first responders know what they're walking into, because the last thing you want is to show up and not have adequate resources.
Correct. It's situational awareness for the agencies. And so we want to make sure that, we're getting on there and we may be asking more questions. One thing that we also want to make everyone realize is that a lot of times when we're asking these questions, that's going to generate a code and that's going to be automatically sent to the dispatchers. And they're already starting whatever ambulance, police, or fire that's needed. It's just a matter of we're updating notes that they're getting to kind of know what they're walking into, as you pointed out.
What are some of the questions? I call 911 with an emergency. What is the first thing that I'll be asked?
It's going to be, where is it? And so we can kind of give a radius. Obviously, when you call, we have a latitude and longitude of that location of where it is. But maybe you're in a big building and we want to know exactly what floor you're on, what apartment building you're in, and just basically verify street addresses or cross streets or any mile markers on the highway or anything like that, to just try to make sure that we're sending it, because you could actually have two emergencies right in the same area. So we want to make sure we're sending it to the proper place for that call.
What are typically the follow-up questions or the subsequent questions?
Depending on the situation, like say there's something suspicious in there, we're going to ask follow-up questions that kind of lead to what is it wearing? Did the person have like a weapon on them? Did they have what are the circumstances surrounding that call? So again, we give that situational awareness to whoever we're sending, so they know that this is exactly what we're looking for.
What is the most helpful thing somebody can do in a situation to paint that picture so that first responders know exactly what it is?
Follow the questions that we ask. And so just answers to your best ability. You may not have the answers for all of them. And so we just move on to the next thing to kind of triage the situation however we see fit.
That's good advice. That's good advice. We would be remiss if we didn't talk about the level of stress, the level of pressure that this line of work causes for the employees, but there is supports in place to help them.
Yeah.
Correct?
One of the frustrating kind of thoughts out there is that, oh, this is just a call center. You guys don't really deal with stress. And it's like, we're human beings as well. We have a lot of parents that work at 911, moms out there who, think about obviously getting a call that has a problem with a child, or a child has a problem, with their parent, and you want to jump through the phone and help them out. But at the same time, you're trying to do your job the best way possible. But again, you hang that phone up and you have to answer another call that could be just that same way, if not even more stressful. So, the resources are out there to make sure the mental health is taken care of at our center.
Well, we appreciate all of the work that you do and all of those operators do. For somebody who's interested in maybe becoming part of the people who help, are you still hiring? Are you looking to recruit more people?
Yeah, we're always, take a look at the city website. So it's cityofrochester.gov, and there's always links to just look for our department, and then they'll give you a link right to put your application in.
Terrific. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it. And we'll make sure to post all of this information for you to find today on our website, foxrochester.com and 13wham.com.
All right, stick around. Much more to get to on Earth Rochester.
We're back right after this.
In today's political pulse, President Trump is not backing down from his prospect to acquire Greenland, how Danish officials are responding, and reaction from European leaders over retaliatory measures from Trump. And who's on the Gaza Peace Board and the world leaders planning to pass on an invitation to join. That's all coming up in our 9 o'clock hour. Arc Rochester returns after this.
9 o'clock on this Tuesday morning, January 20th. Thanks for sticking with us on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Fridman.
And I'm Dan Track. That is meteorologist Marty Snyder. Back with us once again. We've got the answer to weather trivia. You've got the muddy paws, claws, and talons forecast.
Yes.
And you also have the full forecast.
Got everything for you.
All of it.
And the theme is the cold. As we all know, you just step outside, you know that's what's going on out there. So figured we'd make that the question theme that we're going to use for today, just the cold that we have seen. And how long ago has it been since we've been below zero? We're anticipating some below zero readings coming up a little later this week. It feels like below zero out there now with the wind chill, but we're talking about the actual air temperature. When was the last time that Rochester officially recorded a below zero temperature? And there are your choices, anywhere between last month all the way back into February of 2024, and a few different choices in between there. So we want to know, what are your guesses that we have? We have, okay, D looks like a very common one. Amy,
D was
Cheryl.
24, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Amy, Cheryl, Lori, and Lisa, and her dad with D for choices.
See,
So you think C? That was your
trying
guess
to
before?
remember February 20th.
Yeah, listen, I want to say it was C.
Yeah.
But similar to yesterday, 2024 is the only one that's out of order.
Yes. This is true. This is true.
You know what?
I'm
I'll
trying,
go
but-
20. Do we want to split it?
Yeah, I'll share the win if you win.
Okay.
Or if I win, I'll share
Same.
it with you.
Okay.
Sounds fair. I
So
like that.
I'm
Teamwork.
going January 25.
Oh, that's
Okay.
what I was going
Oh.
with too.
Okay, then I'll do February 24.
If you feel strongly about it, go with it.
I do, because I'm
Have at
trying to remember February 24, and I don't remember it being awful. I do remember last year being awful.
Yeah.
So
I don't remember 2024.
you were drinking a lot.
That must have been bad.
All of
So you-
2024.
You both originally said C. Do you want to stick
Yeah,
with the C?
I'm
You
gonna
wanna
go
change
with
it?
C.
Yeah,
I'm
Okay.
going with C.
Yeah.
All right. So the answer is
Whoa!
it's C.
Nice.
You got it. So that was the last time that we were down below zero officially at the airport. It was January 22nd of 2025, just a little less than a year ago. We were down to -2 Fahrenheit. And the February 2024, that was the last time we've had 2 consecutive below zero readings for 2 calendar days. So that's why I threw
February
that-
24?
Yes. So
Got
that was
it.
cold. We actually hit it 2 times right in a row during that month. Now, of course, we have someone who's trying to stay a little bit warm. This is Helena the cat. We call it the snowy paw outlook today.
Yes.
We're dealing with that snow in some areas today. And today's one of those days where I think for the most part, dry paws, if you walk through a snowbank, then yeah, of course, you're going to have some wet paws on the way in, but at least some precipitation into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and may see it back off a little bit into Saturday.
They like weird places, man. Like
Yeah.
it's not uncommon.
Right.
Where's the cat? The sink.
On the sink, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a food preparation surface that they usually they like
Exactly.
to go after.
I have one who prefers the bathroom sink.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Long
Yep.
as they
Just
stay
lay in there.
It works, It's anywhere to stay away from the cold that's outside.
Yeah, I guess so.
Excuse works. And yeah, that it will be today. It's going to be cold, snow for some, not for all. You can see those 2 really distinct lake effect bands, the one coming together anywhere from just north of Orleans County all the way into areas north of Oswego. That's where it's really coming in quite effectively there from between Oswego and Watertown. So if you're headed up I-81 today, that's going to be a big issue there with that snow. Areas to the southwest, a little more of a minor issue, but at least some travel issues for southern Genesee County down into Wyoming County. Could pick up a few inches of snow in the areas where that band lines up a little bit longer than others. So that'll be the focus, at least closer to Rochester today. It's that southwesterly focus where southern Genesee and Wyoming counties could see that 1 to 3 inch range on accumulation. But for all areas, just that cold air holds on. Highs in the teens, wind chills down below zero. We've been seeing that quite consistently so far this morning, and really don't think any big change in temperatures is going to occur today. Mostly mid-teens for highs, and that's about it. And today's one of those days where it looks pretty out there. You look on the horizon there, that cloud cover, that's that Lake Ontario lake effect band that's really coming ashore just north of Oswego, but not so much for us. We can see it in the distance there, but that's about it. 9 right now, but with that wind of 15, gusting to 22, that's dropping the wind chill down below zero, and I think we'll be pretty consistent in that below zero range for a lot of the day for the wind chill, not the air temperature. A lot of air temperatures just in the single digits above zero now. You can see some of those numbers updating just barely into double digits to the east, even as low as 1 in Grove, 2 in Cohocton, 3 in Warsaw. So you get that main idea, just that cold air holding on pretty well. And I think a lot of Monroe County is going to stay in between those lake effect bands today, one over Lake Ontario and then one to the south. Again, that one into Wyoming County could cause a few inches of snow where it does line up just a little bit longer. Northern towns, Wyoming County could be that sweet spot that see just a little bit more than other places during the day. And that band lifts north a little bit going into the evening, could pick up a few snow showers closer to Rochester out of it as it does that. But then I think as we head into tomorrow, maybe a story where a few more towns get into at least some occasional snow showers with that little disturbance that passes through during that time frame. So we'll have to watch that. Shouldn't be a lot, but at least that may be a better chance for more areas to get into some snow that you just need to be aware of. 16 today, 31 tomorrow. So up a little bit numerically tomorrow, but still a couple degrees below average, and that's the best that we'll do for the entire week. After that, we just slide right off through the 20s, teens, may struggle to hit 10 on Saturday, and there are a couple of those below zero readings that we're anticipating going into the end of the week and early portion of the weekend for some of those lows. So overall, the theme is cold, and it just gets colder before we see much of a big improvement for the longer term. So it's going to be some tough going over these next couple days.
That's not a joke either.
No.
That is bundle up to the point you can't put your arms down kind of weather.
Yeah. I feel bad for the folks who have to be outside, in working in that. That is,
Yeah.
for us,
Miserable.
it's just tough enough just walking to a vehicle. But, some folks have to be out there, fixing power lines, things like that or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
absolutely.
lot of respect for those folks.
Yeah.
100%.
Sure. All right, Marty, thank you.
Okay.
Time right now, 9:10. Much more to get to this morning on Arc Rochester when we come back. A closer look at the return of a free treatment program designed to help quit tobacco use.
Hey, and don't forget, you can take us on the go wherever you are. Arc Rochester is streaming live right now on the 13WAM YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. Stick around. We're back on the other side of the break. (9:13) this Tuesday. According to the CDC, less than 1 in 10 adults who smoke cigarettes succeed in quitting in a year.
Yeah, that's right. And local organizations are hoping to boost that statistic, including URMC with its Commit to Quit 6-session program.
Yeah, the next round of the program begins next Monday. Here to explain more is tobacco treatment specialist Ramon Cruz. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Absolutely. So let's dive right in. For those who were unfamiliar with the program today or didn't hear about it last time, tell us about this.
Well, this is a virtual program, 6-week session for every Monday for an hour. And our program concentrates on talking about techniques and strategies to help individuals reduce smoking, potentially quit smoking or vaping, and hopefully to educate the individuals and help clear up any sort of misconceptions about what it means to quit smoking or vaping.
We're looking at this infographic right here. What would improve if you quit smoking? Summarize it for us. What would actually be the benefits?
Well, there are many benefits of quitting smoking, and one of the things that's extremely beneficial is once you quit smoking or vaping, your chances of a heart attack are reduced by 50% after a year. Many individuals have talked about improvements in their sense of smell, their sense of taste, their appetite comes back, and obviously being able to breathe better, the improvement in quality of life.
I mean, there is so much that smoking impacts in your day-to-day. For someone sitting at home right now watching this, and they might be a smoker and their palms might be getting sweaty because they're thinking, oh, I probably should be quitting. Is there the use of any smoking cessation devices in this? Anything that I can lean on while I'm breaking this habit?
Definitely. Based on decades and decades of science and research, we know that nicotine replacement therapy is one of the most effective ways to potentially reduce or quit smoking and vaping, whether that be nicotine patches, nicotine gum, nicotine lozenges, and for some individuals as well, we also offer medications as well. Medications like varenicline or bupropion that also assist with reducing or quitting vaping or smoking.
Very interesting. So this program, 6 sessions, yes?
Yes.
What do the sessions look like? You know, somebody logs in and then what?
An individual logs in, we'll introduce ourselves. There'll be a topic of the day. Every week there'll be a different topic, discussing between, again, techniques and strategies to quit or reduce, talking about pharmacotherapy, nicotine replacement therapy. We also discuss relapse prevention. What are some of the things to look out for if you find yourself in a position to quit smoking or vaping?
Really good information. Do individuals need to sign up in advance? Do they just log on the day of? How does that process work?
How it works is an individual would look us up at URMC, University of Rochester Medical Center, Commit to Quit. You can Google that. And they'd log into that website, sign up, and they'd get a Zoom link to attend each session, which is the same every week.
And it's a free program, yes?
Yes.
So it's
a 6-week program virtually, and it's all free.
And easily accessible, so anybody can take part in this too.
Anyone can take part in it. All are welcome.
Very good.
Really incredible. Thank you so much for coming in and speaking on it. We really appreciate it. And if you're sitting at home struggling and you want to learn more, head over to the website. We'll make sure to post all of the information you need on foxrochester.com and 13wham.com as well.
Stick around. When we come back this morning, Steph will be here. She's breaking down some of our top political stories.
Political Pulse coming your way next.
It's time for a political pulse check here on ARC Rochester. President Trump appears to be using his prospects for Greenland to get back at Norway. In a message to Norway's prime minister, Trump said he's no longer fully obligated to peace because he was denied the Nobel Peace Prize. Trump downplayed his concern for the award, though, telling reporters, "I really don't care about that. What I care about is saving lives." In the past, the White House said acquiring Greenland was a matter of national security. Danish officials are warning against intervention.
Look, we have to have it. They have to have this done. They can't protect it. Denmark, they're wonderful people. And I know the leaders are very good people, but they don't even go there.
We don't want a confrontation. We want to work with you, and we want to give you the access to Greenland that you need. But we can never give in to a demand that we should just hand over land and people that the United States has absolutely no right to.
This comes as President Trump released what appears to be text messages between him and France's President Emmanuel Macron. His texts reference Trump as my friend and go on to say, quote, "I do not understand what you are doing on Greenland." Macron suggests setting up a G7 meeting in Paris on Thursday, saying he would invite the Danish. Starting next month, Trump already said he would put a 10% tariff on goods from several European countries who have chosen to support Greenland and Denmark. That includes Norway. While at the World Economic Forum this week, the EU president denounced the move.
And above all, that Arctic security can only be achieved together. And this is why the proposed additional tariffs are a mistake, especially between long-standing allies. The European Union and the United States have agreed to a trade deal last July. And in politics, as in business, a deal is a deal.
Britain's prime minister also called the tariffs, quote, completely wrong. Well, turning now to new details about who's on the Gaza Board of Peace and who has been asked to join. The board is in charge of overseeing the reconstruction of Gaza following the 2-year war between Israel and Hamas. So far, the Secretary of State, Canada's Prime Minister, and former British PM Tony Blair are on it. Several countries have been asked, including Hungary, Vietnam, and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Being a permanent member comes with a hefty price tag of $1 billion. Otherwise, members can serve a 3-year term. The leaders of France and Ukraine are likely not to join. Here's Trump's reaction to hearing Emmanuel Macron's plans to pass.
Well, nobody wants him because he's going to be out of office very soon. So, that's all right. What I'll do is if they feel like Costa, I'll put a 200% tariff on his wines and champagnes, and he'll join. But he doesn't have to join.
Sources tell CNN the FBI briefly launched a civil rights probe into the death of Renee Good, who was shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. But they later reversed course. The DOJ typically investigates officer conduct in these shootings to ensure law enforcement did not breach any civil rights. Federal officials spoke out in support of the officer's actions within hours. An investigation has focused on Good and her widow instead. The attorney for Good's family is criticizing the probe.
Todd Blanche is telling us that he's determining on his own that that was a defensible act without an investigation. And that is not the way it's done. Jonathan Ross was recording on his own cell phone, and at a certain point, he was squarely placed in front of Renee Good's car. Is that reasonable?
Meantime, protests continue after Good's death. The Justice Department is investigating after one at a church on Sunday morning in St. Paul, Minnesota. You just saw video from that. The city's police department says it got reports of up to 40 protesters inside. An organizer says they did not storm into the church and actually participated in the service. After prayer, she says she asked a question about one of the pastors, believed to be the director of an ICE field office.
The leadership of the church had a duty to let the congregation know about this pastor's dual role, because again, so many in our community, whether you're an immigrant or an American citizen, are terrified of ICE because of the havoc that they have wreaked upon our community.
And finally, in local news, Governor Kathy Hochul is set to release her state budget proposal for the 2027 fiscal year. The announcement is set for 1 this afternoon. It comes 1 week after her State of the State address. She highlighted several priorities in public safety and affordability. Some of her initiatives include universal child care, cracking down on ghost guns, and even lowering utility bills, among other goals. Be sure to stay with ARC Rochester for your top political headlines. We're back after this.
.27 this Tuesday morning. Thanks for staying with us here on ARC Rochester. It's time for some fun this morning with another round of Truth or Trash.
Yeah, Christian Garzone joining us. If you don't know how it works, this is Christian's segment, and we love it. He's going to tell us a bunch of stories. We need to figure out which ones are true and which ones are trash.
I got 4 stories for you this morning. First one coming out of Taiwan. A man who dies of lead poisoning after using the same mug for 20 years. So a man in Taiwan had a car accident. First responders found him disoriented. In later tests, he found he suffered from anemia, brain problems, and kidney problems. Further tests were done, and they found his sense of taste also was changed and had extreme fatigue. All signs of lead poisoning. Doctors found that the same thermos he used for 20 years had a layer of lead that was leaking into the coffee every day. He died tragically about a year after the car accident of lead poisoning.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Check your
And this
coffee
was
mug.
recently?
This
Allegedly?
was recently, allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly recently, yes, there we go. Okay. Uncle Dennis the Clown in England. Okay, this is... Uncle Dennis the Clown is said to have a severe smoker's voice and smell of alcohol when showing up to greet children at parties. He will often say in his gravelly voice, "Uncle Dennis is here to play," and then chase the kids with smeared makeup and a weird grin. He calls what he does, quote, classic clowning, but parents complain Uncle Dennis leaves their young ones with nightmares. Uncle Dennis remains optimistic that parents will still want him at parties and that kids will, quote, warm up to warm up to him.
Does Uncle Dennis have a substance use issue?
Well, he smells of alcohol when he shows up, and
It could just be cologne.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be
You know,
cologne or
could
mouthwash.
be dealing with like long-term laryngitis.
Along those lines. But Uncle Dennis the clown, Uncle Dennis is here to play, and then he chases the kids.
Hey, kids, happy birthday.
Yeah. Not a clown I'd want at my party.
That's
Not that-
Beverly.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
That's Bev.
Yeah.
A new study out of Germany is causing a little tension with wine drinkers. A study says beer drinkers, of course it's Germany, out of the University of Friedberg says beer drinkers are 75% happier than, say, wine drinkers, with wine drinkers in Europe calling the study's stats, quote, rude. One of the leaders of the study said people who drink beer appear to be more cheerful, relaxed, and satisfied. He said beer drinkers like to be in groups and have fun, while wine drinkers tend to sit alone.
Sleepy.
Yeah, sit alone and contemplate, maybe fall asleep. Wine drinkers are demanding a follow-up study saying wine drinkers are not unhappy. Quote, we are simply thoughtful.
Wow. I always feel like beer makes me sleepy.
Really?
Oh, no.
No, I get
Really?
energized.
Oh, opposite. Yeah.
The best version of myself is like one glass of white wine.
Yeah.
I am
Really?
so friendly. Yes.
Really?
It's true.
One glass of white wine, 3 shots of tequila, and she's...
Not even the 3
Everybody
shots,
wants
just
to
the
know
one
Abby.
Just
All
the
right.
one glass.
All right. No, I'm serious. Like
Moving-
I'm like
yeah.
chatty and happy, and beer just like makes me want to go to bed.
Oh, really? I get supercharged over beer. I think it's great.
Yeah. It's the wine that makes me want to sleep.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I don't know.
I'm a party waiting to pop off. You give me one sip or a whiff of beer, and I'm just
Boom.
We remember you on St. Patrick's Day last year.
I don't think I touched anything.
No, you didn't.
So Mark McLean had a little piggyback or a backpack full of. A piggyback. What am I saying? A backpack full of beer. Anyway, moving along. Fourth story.
Yes.
The Pillow's Edge. We all know Danielle Steele, romance writer.
Yeah.
Of course.
I've met her
Have
multiple
you really?
times. Yes, I have.
Very steamy book.
I have.
She's authored some 200 books, but
Dog lover.
Is she really?
Uh-huh.
Well, Danielle Steele, her last book, said to be her final book, some 200 books she's written, is called The Pillow's Edge, but it might end her up in court. It seems the main plot point is too close to an event that happened. It's about a couple at a concert having an affair caught on a kiss cam. And we all remember last year at the Coldplay concert, this clip right here, that couple is telling Steele's company not to publish the book because it's going to be huge. It's her last book. They're saying, look, we do not want to relive this all over again. And that book is called The Pillow's Edge, coming
Maybe
out
don't
this
get
summer.
caught cheating. Or just don't cheat.
I think that's a
You're fine.
steamy title, The Pillow's Edge.
I'm not a fan of the title. Nope. My mind goes one place.
Okay,
and,
let's
and it's the bedroom.
Well, it's supposed to get you thinking in that mindset there, The Pillow's Edge. It's very erotic. Yeah. Okay, so the stories again. Man dies of lead poisoning in Taiwan. Same thermal mug, 20 years, leaking into his coffee. Number 2, Uncle Dennis the clown with his smoker's voice, alcohol problems, leaving kids with nightmares. Beer drinkers, 75% happier than wine consumers in Europe. And then we've got The Pillow's Edge.
I want to say, listen, I want to say something totally wild right now.
Go for it.
And say that they're all true. But I have a feeling that... Did you just hear that?
Oh, sorry.
I have a feeling that, like the clown story, part of me says totally plausible for a penny saver kind of newspaper.
Yeah.
Another part of me says no one's going to waste the ink to print something so phony.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
See, here are my guesses.
Yeah.
I think the lead water bottle one is not true because 20 years ago, I don't think that they would have lead in.
It's Taiwan.
But I know, but still, I don't know.
That one I'm going.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, and I also think the clown one is false. And I also, I think Danielle Steele might be false also, because why would she title it The Pillow's Edge if the kind of plot is that they get caught at the concert?
What happens after the concert?
Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's up to Danielle Steele.
I'm with that.
Sure.
No, Danielle Steele is fake.
Okay, yeah.
The clown is fake. The beer wine study is real.
Yeah.
The lead poisoning is real.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Lead poisoning is real.
Ah,
I know, it's tragic. And like Dan said, it's Taiwan.
horrible.
And we still struggle in even our community with old infrastructure and lead piping.
Yeah.
So that's a tragic story. I just thought this poor guy drinking out of the same thermos for 20 years.
Yeah.
Uncle Dennis the Clown is real.
What?
Yeah, Uncle Dennis the Clown. I know I had the Santa S-word show in South. I made that up last time.
Yeah.
But Uncle Dennis the Clown is real.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beer wine study.
And beer. First of all, thank you, Ashley, for the Uncle Dennis the Clown story. The beer wine study. That's true. And it's sort of like I'm like, yeah. Beer drinkers in my mind are happier.
Yeah.
In groups, cheerful, relaxed, happy. Wine drinkers. I think I could see that.
Danielle Steele.
I made that up.
Okay,
Thank
so
God.
Danielle Steele's the only fake one.
Still got it.
Yeah, the only reason I woke up the other night, my pillows were out. For some reason, my pillows all went to the edge of my bed, and I said, "Oh, The Pillow's Edge. That sounds like a great book."
It does.
Yeah, so The Pillow's
Well,
Edge.
It does.
Danielle Steele is a big fan of the show, so maybe,
Is she really? Hey, that'd be great. Feel free to use it. Just give me a co-author credit or something.
Or just come on and sit down and chat with us.
Yeah.
Hey,
$200.
that good stuff today, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You put the work in, and it shows every time you show up here.
Give Ashley credit too back there. You know,
You take it. Hey, stick around. We've got a lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester. We're continuing our conversation on the other side of the break, talking about the Bills.
And don't forget, watch us on the go wherever you are. Join us live. We're streaming on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and foxrochester.com. We'll be right back. We're going beyond the locker room once again this Tuesday morning. We're talking about the Buffalo Bills parting ways with head coach Sean McDermott right after they were eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, the news came as a major shock for fans across the country. For more now, Chris Lopez with us here in studio. Chris, we have been talking about that reaction, reading some of the comments people have posted, hearing from some of the youngest and some of the oldest Bills fans. Everyone has something to say about this.
Yeah, shock, puzzled, anger, discontent. Why isn't Brandon Beane fired? That's like, I was scrolling through Reddit in between each of the segments.
Oh, that's
yeah,
a dark place.
I had to. I was on YouTube and I was like, okay, the comments are relatively the same. Let me try Reddit. Comments still the same.
Really?
Beane, 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 Beane. Everywhere you go, Brandon Beane. Yeah.
I think that, yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to say also, it probably stings more is because he got a promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One was fired. One was not only fired, but they got a promotion. Was there internal rumblings going on between the direction of the team, and that's why someone was fired and someone was promoted? That seems a little odd.
That's a very good question. It is.
Yeah.
It is. How long has Brandon Bean been with the team?
They were a duo, I believe, right? Hired at the
both
same
in-
time.
I
in
want to
17?
say.
I think it was 17.
Yes.
They both came in.
I'm remembering correctly.
And 2017. I'm
Okay.
almost positive. And that's, I think, partially why people are like, they came in together, they had the success together, they also failed together.
Yeah.
They should leave together
Yeah.
as a set.
So before we let you go last time, we were talking a little bit about this new era for the Buffalo Bills, right?
Yeah.
We need a new head coach now, new stadium. You were saying yesterday that this could be like exactly what the Bills need before we found out about Sean McDermott.
Yes.
You were saying the new stadium, the new year, we're going to
Josh
get some
Allen
new
becoming
players.
a dad,
Yep, like it's
turning 30.
It's time
this was
to
it.
turn things over a little bit, and I'm I don't know, maybe I'm a little stitious, but
I feel like the team is turning things over with no regard for the team.
yes.
I want to know also, how much does Josh Allen internalize this? Now, there was a theory going on that he knew this was going to happen, and that's why he was crying. It's because he felt,
yeah.
I got him fired because I turned the ball